All right, so the pick that has just happened, the 49ers traded the 43rd pick to the Raiders, and they took Trayvon Merrick, the uber-talented safety out of TCU, won the Jim Thorpe Award as the best defensive back this past season, did not allow a single touchdown as the primary defender when playing safety last season. He's a beast, as is Landon Dickerson and Christian Barmore. Landon Dickerson sliding a bit here because of the knee injury that he suffered in the SEC Championship, tore his ACL, did come back, was able to kind of have a celebration in the national championship game, helping Alabama get to the title game. Then Christian Barmore, he was an absolute beast on Alabama's defensive line. That makes 8 of the first 38 picks. 8 of the first 38 picks from Alabama. Get back out to Cleveland, get some instant analysis. CBS Sports NFL draft analyst Ryan Wilson and two-time Super Bowl champ Bryant McFadden join us now. And been a lot of picks thus far here early in the second round. Ryan, what's been your favorite thus far?
I got a couple of them, Akeem. It starts with Tevin Jenkins, who went to the Bears. They got Justin Fields in the first round. You got to protect Justin Fields. They had issues along the offensive line, and that would have been a first-round target had they not traded up for Justin Fields. So I like the idea of getting a nasty offensive tackle in Tevin Jenkins. He can play on the right side, he can play on the left side, and he will upgrade that unit. And you mentioned Landon Dickerson, who went 37 to the Eagles. The Eagles have needs along that offensive line as well. And Landon Dickerson, as you noted, Akeem, the concerns are health. That's the only reason he fell in the round 2. He could have fell farther, but he feels a need there. And you mentioned Alabama in these draft picks, and Barmore also went. I'll just leave you with this, B-Mac.
Yes, sir.
Make sure I get it right. Almost 10% of the eligible Alabama players since Nick Saban took over has gone to New England. That's how good the connection is between Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, and that's how good Nick Saban has been since coming to Alabama.
And speaking of that connection, Alabama tied to New England, that's the pick that I'm excited about. Christian Barmore going to the New England Patriots in the second round, arguably the best defensive tackle that was available in the entire draft. Slipped outside of the first round, but he was right there for the taking for the New England Patriots. And I can tell you this much, they do a great job in being able to develop defensive linemen. You know, Vince Wilfork, Seymour, Ty Warren, these guys have all excelled under Bill Belichick, and I love Christian Barmore. Didn't really play a lot, was more of a situational type of player for Alabama, but when he stepped on the football field, the impact was felt. The impact was heard, and I think he has a high ceiling, especially defensively for the Patriots, because they're trying to get back to being more of a stout unit, especially on the front level, the first level defensive play. So I love that pick because I thought he would be gone by the time the Patriots were up in the second round, but he was there for them. Big time move by Bill Belichick.
Yeah, Christian Barmore was a beast in the national championship game. 4 tackles and a sack. He was the defensive MVP. Also, the Giants here making moves. Ryan, just want to go back. They're going to have double picks in rounds 1, 3, and 4 in 2022. They traded 42 to Miami and for number 50 and a third-round pick in 2022. And then San Francisco's trading to 43 to Las Vegas, which we just saw them take Trayvon Merrick there. And that's pretty impressive in terms of what Dave Gettleman has done for the Giants. What's your reaction? How would you describe thus far what the Giants have done in this draft?
It feels like you're teaching an old dog new tricks, because Dave Gettleman has said forever that he doesn't like to trade down. He feels like he misses out on players he wants, especially in the first round. He did just that. Got Kadarius Toney, who is going to help that offense. Danny Dimes needs more weapons. Kadarius Toney brings that and then some. And then, as you noted, all the trade downs that have accumulated picks for them on day 2 and now day 3 tomorrow. It's interesting because what happens, I feel like, is Dave Gettleman understands that his back is against the wall and he has to do things differently. It hasn't worked out. The jury's still out on Daniel Jones, but this is year 3 make or break for not only Daniel Jones, but also, more importantly, Dave Gettleman. So I think he's willing and open to anything, and that's what we're seeing now. And I think it's in the best interest of this team who, B-Mac, they can be competitive in a division that, let's be honest, ain't very good.
And that's the confusing part. If you didn't know any better, you would have thought the Giants were one of the top teams in the National Football League, clearing their division, because they're moving back. They're not taking quality sound prospects that are available. And it also tells me Dave Gettleman, he believes in his job security. because they're looking towards the future based on the moves that we've seen so far, especially to start off in round 2. And I'm a bit confused by that method. I'm a bit confused by that tactic because I think the Giants need to take advantage of the opportunity when you look at some of the players that are there. Still a lot of talented players, but they're moving away from the players, allowing other teams to get those said players so they can add up on resources in future drafts. So for me, Dave Gettleman must understand and know my job security is okay because I will be around in the near future to be able to pick up on some of the resources that they added by moving out of some of the spots they were at.
All right, 7 trades thus far. 7 trades. Everybody's wheeling and dealing here on day 2 of the NFL draft. Much more ahead as we continue to cover the NFL draft from Cleveland with our guys Ryan Wilson and Bryant McFadden. And hey, for all things NFL, we've got a pair of powerhouse podcasts. Join the 2-time Super Bowl champ Bryant McFadden, Vikings corner Patrick Peterson on All Things Covered. Their latest guest, former Washington receiver Santana Moss, who goes in-depth on his Hennessy game against the Cowboys. And for round-by-round reaction to the NFL Draft, join host Will Brinson and his super friends Ryan Wilson, John Breach on the Pick 6 podcast. Download and subscribe today.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.